In an era where instant answers are at our fingertips and superficial knowledge often passes for wisdom, there exists a realm of spiritual knowledge so profound, so ancient, that it remains hidden to most. This knowledge, reserved for the few who dare to look beyond the surface of life, has been passed down through whispers, symbols, and sacred texts for thousands of years. It is not a truth that can be easily absorbed in a single sermon or read in a single book. Instead, it is a journey, a path that calls to those brave enough to search for deeper meaning, who feel the pull towards something greater, something divine. But what is this ancient knowledge? Where does it come from? And why is it still so relevant today, in a world that seems more focused on technology than on the soul? Let's embark on this journey together, exploring the hidden wisdom of Gnosticism, Kabbalah, and the timeless spiritual teachings championed by visionaries like Helena Blavatsky, and discover why these ancient mysteries continue to ignite the hearts and minds of seekers across the globe. At first glance, the world's dominant religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, appear to offer well-established pathways toward understanding the divine. Each provides comfort and structure to billions of followers, but hidden beneath the layers of rituals and doctrines is something far less visible: the esoteric traditions, mystical practices that focus not on outward devotion, but on inward transformation. These hidden paths have been carefully guarded throughout history, often kept from the general populace and only taught to a select few. Why? Because these practices don't just ask for belief, they demand experience, direct, personal encounters with the divine. This is the essence of mysticism, and it's something as old as humanity itself. Long before the organized religions of today existed, ancient people were seeking this connection, venturing inward to discover the sacred within themselves. Mysticism, whether found in the Sufi traditions of Islam, the Kabbalistic teachings of Judaism, or the Gnostic approach within Christianity, offers something the rigid structures of organized religion cannot: the opportunity for direct communion with the divine, beyond dogma and beyond doctrine. The pursuit of the mystical path is not a rejection of these religions, but rather a deeper dive into their core truths, unveiling the layers of esoteric wisdom that have been there all along, waiting for the right eyes to see. To truly understand this mystical pursuit, we must turn to one of history's most intriguing figures, Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, a spiritual pioneer whose work reignited interest in these ancient teachings in the modern world. In the late 19th century, at a time when spirituality was becoming increasingly commercialized and science was rapidly dismissing anything beyond the physical realm, Blavatsky stood as a bridge between the mystical past and a skeptical future. Blavatsky's teachings were radical, challenging not only the established religious institutions, but also the rising wave of scientific materialism. She argued that true spiritual wisdom could not be found in books or dogma, but through personal experience and deep meditation. In her view, each of us carries within a higher self, an inner divinity waiting to be accessed. This higher self is not something outside of us, not some distant god in the sky, but rather the divine that lives within. Her ideas were often dismissed as eccentric, and yet they struck a chord with those seeking something more profound than what traditional religions offered. Blavatsky explored altered states of consciousness, telepathy, clairvoyance, and extrasensory perception, all of which she believed to be part of our natural human potential. For her, the spiritual journey was not just about adhering to external rules, it was about transcending the limitations of the mind and body, tapping into an intuitive wisdom that connects us all to the universe itself. Blavatsky's vision closely mirrors that of the ancient Gnostics. Gnosticism is not just a religion, it is a philosophy, a worldview that invites us to go beyond the surface of things and discover the deeper spiritual truths that lie hidden beneath. Central to Gnosticism is the belief that the material world is not the ultimate reality. Instead, it is a distraction, a veil that keeps us from seeing our true spiritual nature. For Gnostics, knowledge of the divine cannot be handed down from priest to follower or from book to reader. It must be discovered within, through direct experience of the sacred. This is why Gnostic teachings often challenge the authority of established religious institutions. Gnosticism asserts that no one person or institution has a monopoly on truth. Instead, each individual must undertake their own journey, a path that is often fraught with difficulties, but ultimately leads to the profound realization that we are all sparks of the divine. This idea of an inward journey resonates deeply with modern seekers who feel disillusioned by rigid doctrines and empty rituals. The Gnostic path is not easy. It requires us to face our shadows, question our beliefs, and step into the unknown. But for those willing to take the plunge, the reward is incomparable, an unshakable connection with the divine that goes far beyond what any external authority can provide. Another key thread in the tapestry of ancient wisdom is the Kabbalah, an esoteric branch of Jewish mysticism that provides a symbolic map of creation and the spiritual dimensions of existence. While often misunderstood or simplified in pop culture, the Kabbalah offers profound insights into the nature of reality and the soul's journey through life. At the heart of Kabbalistic teachings is the concept of the Sephirot, 10 divine emanations that represent different aspects of God and the universe. These emanations are not just abstract ideas, they are living forces and energies that structure reality and guide us on our spiritual journey. Each Sephira corresponds to a specific quality, such as wisdom, understanding, or compassion, and by contemplating and embodying these qualities, we can align ourselves more fully with the divine. Kabbalistic practice is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a lived experience. Through meditation, visualization, and deep contemplation, practitioners of the Kabbalah seek to transcend the limitations of the material world and access higher states of consciousness. This mystical path teaches us that everything in the universe is interconnected, and that by understanding these connections, we can unlock the mysteries of existence. In the pursuit of mystical knowledge, it's easy to focus on the individual journey, the personal experiences, the inner realizations, the solitary practices. However, one of the most important and often overlooked aspects of the spiritual path is the role of community. Helena Blavatsky, despite her emphasis on personal spiritual experiences, understood this deeply. She believed that spiritual growth is not something that happens in isolation, but through connection with others. Blavatsky emphasized that true spiritual evolution occurs when we connect with others on a profound level, recognizing the divine spark in each being. This sense of community, of shared knowledge and experiences, not only accelerates our personal growth, but also contributes to the collective evolution of humanity. In a world that often feels fragmented and disconnected, spiritual communities offer a refuge, a place where individuals can come together, share their journeys, and uplift one another. This emphasis on community is not unique to Blavatsky's teachings. Both Gnosticism and Kabbalah stress the importance of compassion, empathy, and mutual support. Recognizing the divine in others helps us transcend our own egos and cultivate an attitude of love and care for all beings. It is through these acts of kindness and connection that we can bring the wisdom of the ancients into our everyday lives, transforming not only ourselves, but also the world around us. The teachings of Blavatsky, Gnosticism, and Kabbalah offer us a way to navigate the complexities of modern life while staying rooted in timeless spiritual truths. But how do we bring these ancient practices into our busy, technology-driven world? The key is integration. These teachings are not meant to be dusty relics of the past, confined to bookshelves or distant monasteries. They are living traditions, designed to be practiced in the here and now. Meditation, contemplation, and journaling are just some of the tools that can help us internalize this wisdom and apply it to our daily lives. Meditation serves as a powerful method for quieting the mind and connecting with the deeper layers of the self. Through stillness and introspection, we open ourselves to the subtle, intuitive wisdom that lies beyond the rational mind. Contemplation allows us to reflect on the nature of reality, the self, and the universe, creating space for insights that guide our spiritual journey. And journaling offers a way to track our progress, confront our shadows, and celebrate our victories along the way. But perhaps the most important lesson of all is that true wisdom is not something we keep for ourselves. It is something we share with the world. By recognizing the divine spark in every being, we can act with compassion and empathy, contributing to the collective awakening of humanity. The wisdom of the ancients, as revealed through Gnosticism, Kabbalah, and the teachings of Blavatsky, is not a secret to be hoarded. It is a light to be shared. And as we embrace this ancient knowledge in our modern lives, we contribute to the elevation of consciousness, one heart, one mind, one soul at a time.